Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope everyone are good and well. So our today's video is about the aircraft history.
Wow!
Subscribe to my channel, share and like my video.
So we have always seen the plane flying in the sky always in our life, but we always got a question in our mind that how does a plane fly? So to understand how a plane flies, we have to know the fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics is a study of fluid behavior, liquids, gases, bloods and plasmas. Fluid mechanics has a wide range of applications in mechanical, chemical engineering, in biological systems and in aerodynamics. Several physicists and scientists classify both liquids and gases as fluids based on how they flow, even though the air, water and a pancake syrup may seem different substances, but they all are same set of mathematical relationships. The core of this matter, even a clear sky isn't empty. Our atmosphere is a massive fluid layer. So they want to say that fluids are everywhere. Fluid mechanics is a study that will help us to understand that how a plane can move through the air. So before we know how does a plane fly, we must know these conditions first. So if the lift is greater than the weight, the plane rises. And when the weight is greater than the lift, the plane falls. When the drag is greater than the thrust, the plane becomes slow. And when the thrust is greater than the drag, the plane speeds up. Drag is a mechanical force generated by a solid object moving through a fluid. It creates friction between the molecules of the air and surface of the plane. Drag force is the most important to slow down the plane. It is the force that gives rise to the plane and the plane goes up. Thrust is a mechanical force generated by the engines of a plane. It is concerned with the speeding up of the plane. Weight is a force that brings the plane down because of the gravitational attraction towards the earth. So now let's know some basic parts of the plane, then we will know how the plane works. Starting with the cockpit. Cockpit is the control room where the pilots sit and fly the plane. Fuselage, this holds things together and this is a place for carrying the passengers and the cargo. Slats are the part on the leading edge of the wings. They increase the lift of the plane. Spoilers are the small hinged plates on the wings of the plane. Spoilers is a device that reduces the lift in a controlled way. It also changes the drag and roll. Ailerons. Ailerons are located at the both sides of the wings. Ailerons roll the plane wings up to 360 degree, and due to this only the plane can change its direction. Elevators are the flight control surfaces present in the rear of the aircraft. When the elevator of the plane rises, the nose of the plane also rises and vice versa. Rudder. Rudder controls the movement of an aircraft about its vertical axis. Vertical stabilizer. It controls the balance of the airplane and it avoids the slight slips. Horizontal stabilizer is a fixed wing section whose job is to provide the straightness to the plane while flying. It maintains the aircraft stable. Winglets. Winglets are vertical extension of wingtips that improve an aircraft's fuel efficiency and cruising range. Wing generate lifts and there are several types of wings as we can see in this picture. Gas turbine. It is also a very important part of the plane. It is a rotatory engine that extracts energy from a flow of combustion gases. The main purpose of the turbine is to convert the available energy into the fluid that enters it to generate electrical energy. Propeller. This is also a very important part in many of the planes. It is a fan which converts rotational energy into propulsive force, creating thrust and creating the speed of the plane. Landing gear is an undercarriage of an aircraft which is used for the landing or for the takeoff. It has several parts like shock absorber, wheel, brake system. So let's come on the main question, how does the plane fly? Airplane wings are shaped to make air move faster on the top of the wing. When air moves faster from the top of the wing, the pressure is decreases. So the pressure on the top of the wings is always low as compared to the air pressure of the bottom of the wing. The difference in the pressure creates a force so that the wing lifts up and the plane starts flying. History of the flights. The history of flights is full of failures and fatalities. Countless unsuccessful flying machines have been designed. Ancient times, people thought that the planes couldn't be made and it is an impossible thing, but people tried to mimic the birds and then they became successful. In ancient times, people were also scared of making planes because they thought that the planes would be misused to do things like treachery, robbery and assassination. But thankfully, this never happens. So, if I ask you who was the first person to fly, your answer would be the Wright brothers aeroplane. But that is not correct. Because Wright brothers may have been invented the first motorized aircraft, but the 9th century engineer Abbas ibn Firnas is considered to be the first human to fly. He flied with the help of a pair of wings built by silk, wood and real feathers, which were more heavier than our aeroplane. He was born in the 9th century in Izn-Rand-Onda, which is present day of Ronda, Spain. He spent most of his adult life in Emirate of Cordoba. He was an inventor, aviator, engineer, poet, physician, astronomer, musician and chemist. According to historians, when Firnas was between the age of 65 and 70, he jumped from a cliff called Yemen's Jabal al-Arus mountain and then he glided in the air for at least 10 minutes. But this flight was not so successful, so he came down and crashed and he got injured and disappointed. But this was the first try that a human made to fly. But if we go to more past in the history, the flying pigeons of Archytas in the 4th century BC is considered the first flying machine in the human history. It is believed that he was the first person to investigate the idea of flight. It is said that he was the first person who created the steam-powered flying pigeon in his lifetime. But the exact timing of this invention is unknown. He was an ancient Greek philosopher, mathematician, astronomer. But his steam engine is not having any evidences. It is said that he used steam as a pressure and this machine would fly several meters. The first successful flight was made by the French Montgolfier brothers in 1783 when they flew a hot air balloon over Paris till 25 minutes and 9 kilometers. Englishman Sir George Cayley is the first person who created the first advanced gliders in the year 1853. Later, German Otto Lill also developed several gliders. Wright brothers are the only persons who changed the history. At the end of the 19th century, in 1903, the American brothers Orville and Wilbur Wright made the first powered flight in their Wright Flyer biplane. They were the first persons who developed the lightweight petrol-driven internal combustion engines. Later, Louis Blériot made his pioneering flight across the English Channel. This is American Glenn Curtiss. He also achieved success in making Model D pusher. He won the world's first competition for airspeed at Reims in 1907.